Where is everyone today? It's a light crowd. I dressed up for this. So I just want to give you a couple quick updates on a lot that's happened in the past couple weeks. And I only have probably about 15 minutes because I have to get on a webinar to talk to a bunch of investors that are interested in Fox Run. And I was told yesterday when we were given the slides for this webinar, I said, oh, this looks good, who's presenting? And they said, you are. So I was just practicing in my office. As everyone who, just to give you a little insight, as everyone who knows me and sits around my office, I leave my door open and I practice by talking out loud. So they walk by and they're like, are you talking to me? No. So a lot's happened in the past couple weeks, and I do want to start with an apology that I know many of you feel like you've been in the dark with where we are with our project. And the truth is we've kind of been in the dark as well. We've been hurrying up and waiting for so long. We put in an application last year, we've been waiting on the state, we finally heard back from the state with the conditional approval. And then there's this whole financing process to see if we can actually get the financing to do all of this, whether we can sell and pre-sell enough units. When we say pre-sell, it's folks specifically are putting 10% of the entrance fee down on a specific unit that hasn't been built yet. And to go through all of that and to really not know whether we've gotten our approval or when we're going to break ground, we literally just found out within the past week that we're going to break ground on the 27th of October. Thank you. And you may see some mobilization of fencing and stuff next week, as we are allowed to do some things on the 23rd. The dates are really strange, so please bear with us and please be patient. We're going to do the best we can to be transparent and give you as much information as possible. I'm still working on, we're now moving forward with, we're going to hire a communications specialist who's going to kind of be your point person. Because all of us are going to be, our heads are always spinning. So much is going to happen in a short time. But just to get you caught up, we went through a financing process. This thing took months. It normally takes 3 or 4 months. We did it in about 2. And it's, when I tell you there's a large team involved, every week we have a work group call with our bond underwriter, which is Ziegler Capital. And there's 25 to 30 people on this call every week. And there's at least 8 attorneys, so it's a really inexpensive call, as you might imagine. And there's consultants and everyone who has a piece, whether it's a state regulator, the state issuer, which is the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York, or DASNY. And there's so many moving pieces, and just to give you a sense, there's a piece that I did with this whole bond package that gets handed out to these 30 people, and then they come back with all their changes. You missed a comma here, this should be capitalized. And up until hours before we had to finalize this, I was getting whole new sections I had to add. So it was really kind of stressful. And then this past Wednesday, our goal was to print the package. So what this is it's called a POS. It's a preliminary official statement. And it's a package that goes out to all the investors. And these are institutional investors, like for example, Vanguard. If anyone has any mutual funds from Vanguard, Vanguard will buy our bonds. And they get this package, so we have to print this, we have to go to a printer. And just when you think nothing else can go wrong, the printer that Ziegler always uses had a ransomware attack. And so they were out of commission for a couple of weeks. So we found some small printer in Pennsylvania that could accommodate us, but it took a little bit of time. So Wednesday, we've got approval from DASNY, and at 2:28, and we finally had our proof that we had to review at about 11:52 p.m. So now it goes out to these 30 people, and we're all scrambling to look at this proof to make sure there's no changes. And it's funny, I'm sitting on my porch looking at my phone with my readers, and I just want to say, it looks good to me, and then our CFO chimes in, on page 333, something looks... And I was thinking, how did she even see this? She can pick it up that quick. But just long story short, after midnight, we finally finalized this, and we sent this out to print, and now the world has our POS, and they're looking at Fox Run to buy our bonds. So that's a big deal, and it was a milestone. So I did have a beer at 12 after midnight on Wednesday to celebrate. And the next step is next Wednesday, we're actually pricing the bonds. So now there's a dollar value is going to be put on these. And those institutional investors who are interested in our bonds are going to actually buy them at that price. And then the hope is that we close, I think November, Jill? 6th, November 6th. So a lot is happening in a very short period of time. So this is why our heads have been spinning. So thank you for your patience and not really knowing where we are, because we really didn't know where we are, but it's going to get better. So now moving forward, a lot has to happen. So you're going to see Lehigh here mobilizing, and they're going to jump right in so we can get as much done before the snow flies as possible. And part of that will include, I think they're going to start in the south. So I know Matt Lawless put out a memo talking about carports and parking. Parking is going to be a challenge, especially in the south, for the first few months of this project. And I just want to thank Sue Bolter for helping out with the parking issue by having her car removed from campus without her knowledge during the week. So thank you, Sue, for helping us out. Sue opened up a space for us. She's going to talk about that in a little bit. And I did get her permission to make fun of her for this. So, and it's not a funny thing, but these are things that happen around the area. It doesn't matter. Fox Run is not immune, I guess. But anyway, moving forward, Lehigh is going to be here today to just meet with our leadership team to talk about some of the phasing aspects of the at least first 6 months. Because we have some events, we can't just stop living and we can't stop operating. So we're going to work with Lehigh to talk about our Christmas party, to talk about the holidays coming up. I mean, we're definitely going to lose out on some things. It's not going to be like it usually is. And again, we ask for your patience. This is part of this process. And we'll do the best we can to make it as comfortable or as less uncomfortable as possible, and maybe add some things going forward to enhance what we offer you, whether it's activities or dining experiences, to make up for some of the for living through construction. But we're meeting with Lehigh today to talk about some of that. And then Lehigh's going to be here next Friday on the 24th for coffee hour. We're going to have a special coffee hour. Yes, there will be coffee and Danishes. But this room is going to be filled because Lehigh is going to introduce their team. They're going to talk about phasing with all of you. Now, I know they have met with the construction committee early on with Dick Fair to talk about what it's like to be a resident here and what we should think about. Well, they're going to share all of that with you next Friday. And they're only going to talk about the first 6 months because anything can change after that. And it could be overwhelming to talk about 2 years. So they will be here. So ask them any questions you want, just be prepared. Sue, I know you'll have some questions as well. Yes. And again, patience. We ask for your patience. We're going to be working on ideas. We don't know what it looks like yet because we're going through this for the first time too. But little thing, when it comes to parking, we're going to talk about maybe offering valet parking, finding spaces for you to help out because, again, folks in the south are going to have a bit of a distance to travel. And then once theirs is done, the other areas are going to get hit. So no one's immune to this. Again, any questions for me? I just wanted to, again, just give you an update where we are because a lot has happened in only a couple of days. Okay, good. All right, so I have now 6 minutes to get to this webinar that I have to present. So with that, I'm going to hand this off to Allison and enjoy the presentation.
Good job.
Thanks.
Thank you. Good morning. Very exciting news. Just a couple announcements I had. It's on your calendars, but this coming Wednesday, the 23rd, starting at 6:30, we're going to have our annual trick-or-treat night. So for anyone new, you're welcome to bring grandchildren, staff bring kids, so that is all through the common areas and in the event center. So we provide candy, so if you want to come down, Creative Arts will have plenty of candy for you to pass out to the kids, but it's really fun just seeing all the little ones in their costumes. We will be having our anniversary happy hour, and that is going to be, is Lisa in here? help me out,
November 5th?
November 5th is a Wednesday, yes. So you will get invitations in your mailbox very early next week. So 18 years for Fox Run, which is really exciting. So that'll be complimentary bar and hors d'oeuvres, and that'll go from 4 to 6. And our holiday shop posters are up, and that is going to be November 19th. So all the posters say 10 to 2, which is the time that's open to all of you as well as the public. But what we are doing this year is from 9 to 10, it will be open for just community members. So it's going to not be in the commons this year. It's going to be all throughout the health center, but please come over. And if you want to come early and shop before all the public gets here, that'll be a nice time to do that. And I know we have quite a few, not quite a few, a couple resident announcements. Sue, would you like to come up?
I think most of you know that I'm Sue Bolter. I've lived here 14 years. And I'd like to tell you about my experience this week. It started Tuesday morning. I left my apartment. I was going to go get groceries. I went into the North Arborview parking lot. Oh, my car. Where did I park my car? I walked the loop of the parking lot once. I walked the loop of the parking lot twice. Had I lost my mind? Then on my fob, there's something that says horn. I hit that, nothing. I walked over to the Commons, here in the Commons parking lot. I again hit my fob that said horn, hit it, absolutely nothing. I walked into the Commons, and very accidentally, the very first person I saw was Matt Lawless, right in the Commons. Told him what my plight was. Allison was not far away. They provided the most wonderful support in the middle of a time when I was an absolute mess. My car was a 10-year-old Kia. It was locked with nothing in it of value. Yes, a cell phone charger and a few quarters for Aldi's. But basically, there was nothing that anybody could see. Matt immediately went to his computer with screens. There are oodles of cameras around campus, and Matt could pick up. I knew I'd last use my car on Sunday, so that's where he started. He found my car and kept going forward and kept going forward. Yes, your car's still there. Yes, your car's still there. And about 1 a.m. Tuesday morning, oh, now we got a person around your car. And he could back up, find the car that came onto campus. 2 males. The one rummaging through my car, they were on campus for about 15 minutes, left the campus with the car they came in, which was stolen, and my car. A police report was filed. Then I have worked with my insurance. Where am I right now? I had to wait 48 hours to get a rental car. That was an insurance requirement. So yesterday afternoon, Kevin took me to Hertz, and Kevin, one of our drivers, was absolutely wonderful. He didn't just drop me off at Hertz. He went in, stayed with me just to be there for support, came outside, made sure I understood how I was going to drive the rental, as well as the agent from Hertz, and then Kevin followed me back to Fox Run. I can have a rental for 30 days paid for by insurance. Right now, my car has not been found. This is day 3. If the car is never found, I get a payout from my insurance after 30 days. It won't be a great deal. It was a 10-year-old car. So I am learning patience, as right now there's nothing I can do but wait. Some suggestions for all of you. Lock your cars. Take any valuables out of your cars. If you've got your car registration in your car, take it out, make a copy of it. You keep the original and put the copy in the car. I had a copy of my registration in the car. I've got my own registration. Take out valuables, lock doors. If you're living in a first floor apartment, lock your patio doors. I've already had one resident tell me, oh, now I'm locking my patio doors. In the middle of the night, if you get up and go to the bathroom, peek out your blind if you're overlooking a parking lot. Is there any movement? Does something look odd? Call the police. Don't hit your purse. Call the police. Let them come and check out which parking lot it is. There was nothing more I could have done. My car was locked. There were no valuables. It just happened. So I wait this out. I want to thank Allison, Matt, Kevin, other staff members. I want to thank my friends here at Fox Run who have offered support, rides, etc. If this had to happen, it was in a good place. I had help immediately from staff. I wasn't alone in my house. Thank you.
Lindsay has an announcement next.
It's going to be very quick. What did I do with that? As you all know, a week from today, right here in the Maloney Center, there will be a benefit auction. We have received the most wonderful donations for this benefit auction. Thank you. There are unique vintage treasures, brand new gifts, homemade goodies, and everything in between. We had hoped to put up more photographs on the bulletin board. You can't hear me. But we ran out of time. We've been overwhelmed. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's much better. Anyway, it's a great opportunity to come and do some. It's a great opportunity to come and do some holiday and birthday shopping and see for yourself what's there. While you're benefiting a very important cause. Anyone can bid. Gillian can bid, Allison can bid, all of you can bid, employees, even Bill, if he's not too busy, can bid. Your friends and family can come. I think that's all I have to say. It's an important cause, it's a good opportunity to shop. I can't give you more information because of the Lehigh construction people have taken our setup time. But we will have posters out and more information next week. So, thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Do we have any other community member announcements? Okay. Did you want to announce?
This is tough, you know, when you're not used to it. Okay, good morning. Good morning. My name is Debbie Schwabel, and I'm curator of the Residents Curiosity Cabinet. I welcome many new members, or many new residents to our community who may not be familiar with the Residents Curiosity Cabinet. The cabinet stands in the hallway by the mailroom. The purpose of the cabinet is to cultivate curiosity, communication among residents, further your friendships, and enrich your lives. Collections of any sort are welcome, whether it be figurines, coins, treasures from your travels, jewelry, china, or other interesting objects you've gathered for the fun of it. We ask you to share something of interest in your life on behalf of the residents. No collection is too great or too small. I want to thank all the residents who have participated and the administration for purchasing the beautiful cabinet. Please contact me if you have anything you're willing to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. I know the cabinet is wonderful, and I know you have quite the waiting list. I would like to introduce next our very special speaker today. We have Bridget Lutz here, who is also Debbie and Bill Schwabel's daughter, to speak about Harvest House. And I would like to also mention that Harvest House is going to be the recipient of our toy drive this year. Morrison also donated all the socks for Socktober to Harvest House, so the timing of this presentation was very nice. So please welcome Bridget.
Good morning, everybody. So I have been here before. I also have worked here in your dining room. I know quite a few of you, and I'm just thrilled to be able to share the love of my life, which is Harvest House. So it seems like I'm going to read for a while, but then I'm going to just talk to you as well. Seems like almost every day when you turn on the local news, you hear about children living in poverty, our failed education and health systems, violence in our streets, homelessness. You might think to yourself, someone needs to address these issues. Someone needs to do something. Today, I present to you Harvest House Buffalo. We are a Christian-based, interfaith, grassroots, community-based organization. We serve people of every faith and no faith at all. We are a community of someones who have planted the seeds of change on the east side of Buffalo. We represent more than 200 change agents across 5 areas of service. They're doctors, nurses, lawyers, businessmen and women, retired community members, students, teachers, social workers, volunteers, and care linkage specialists, neighbors, all working together to break down the barriers keeping people in poverty by providing integrated and inclusive support services to those who have been left behind. The working poor, the unemployed, the marginalized, communities at risk. Quality of life as it relates to poverty and health are of grave concern. Individuals living in poverty have a much higher rates of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, HIV, and reduced or non-existent prenatal care, mixed with high rates of teen pregnancy. Good Neighbors Health and Dental Care Clinics improve access to health care and dental care for the working poor, those who don't qualify for Medicaid, but lack the resources to purchase affordable health care. Each year, more than 2,000 patients who lack access to medical care trust us to serve their basic medical needs. We have representatives from Fidelis Care, Molina Healthcare, and Highmark on site to help people sign up for free or low-cost health insurance. Our goal is to put ourselves out of business. That means that everyone gets into a standardized health care plan so they can receive both preventative and sustained medical care. The next ministry to thrive under God's hand is the New Hope Education Center. New Hope exists to provide educational opportunities to young adults living in poverty. The majority of our students come to New Hope to address struggles in obtaining living wage jobs. They face challenges in meeting their own basic needs for shelter, clothing, safety, and health care. We provide trauma-informed environment where young adults find not only access to training, but the counseling, spiritual, and other support services they need to become self-sustaining. The trauma many of our students experience ranges from generational poverty to homelessness to community violence and domestic violence. Today, our volunteers are joined by educators from Buffalo Public Schools Adult Education, UB, and Erie Community College, serving about 1,500 students annually. Classes in GED, English as a Second Language, Healthcare Information Technology, STEAM Engineering, Carpentry, Hands-on Improvement, Electrical, and Computers are all part of the New Hope Education Center. Our students are graduating from our programs and securing jobs as electricians, medical health professionals, engineers, college students. Individuals coming to Harvest House are not looking for a hand out. They are looking for a hand up. Some have lost all hope, and their faith has truly been tested. Recently, a nursing student who was graduating came to see us to give her testimony about how we had helped her along her journey. She came to Harvest House depressed and without hope. She was a teen mom who had fallen on hard times and couldn't afford to take care of her little girl. She had been referred to our baby and children's ministry from the Family Justice Center, where she was receiving support to overcome domestic violence. The volunteers in the baby ministry gave her clothes, a crib, and books for her baby. But more importantly, they ministered to her, encouraging her to attend a class at New Hope. She was proud to show us her certificate and was so grateful for the faith and hope she found in our ministries. Today, she's supporting herself and her baby, working as a certified nursing assistant. We're staying in touch with her and encouraging her to pursue the next step in her nursing career as a licensed practical nurse. The Chinese proverb, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime, is really what we're all about. In 1993, Gary and Linda Tattoo sold their home and all of their earthly possessions and bought a derelict church in South Buffalo. They moved into the church and set to work fulfilling their call to service. Over time, with help of volunteers, community partners, and a small staff of 8, Harvest House established itself as a pillar in the community. Later on, they were given the building where we currently are located at 175 Jefferson Avenue. This building looks small from the outside, but it's a 27,000 square foot building where all of our ministries reside. Did you know that 49% of the children on the east side of Buffalo live in poverty? 49%. Each year, God calls volunteers to serve more than 7,500 children in our baby and children's ministry. Everything we are able to provide, get the right slide up for you. Everything we are able to provide to our families is donated to us. We are able to give families a week's worth of clothing for each children, socks, underwear, pajamas, books, educational toys, and coats, boots, safe cribs, and car seats. We are seeing more and more single moms, pregnant moms that have nothing to welcome their precious babies into this world. We give her everything she needs to start fresh and care for her child. Many of these moms don't have doctors and are just planning to go to the emergency room to have their babies. We provide links to prenatal care and educational resources to ensure that mom and baby are healthy and ready for a successful delivery. Each year, our volunteers are reaching out, being Jesus' hands and feet on earth to touch more than 38,000 people. Together, they are directly addressing issues of hopelessness, poverty, chronic illness, unemployment. They are the someones working together, making a difference in our community. We invite you to join us by being a someone. Your holiday committee has graciously named Harvest House as the recipient of your generosity this season. Your donations will go directly to the children and families on the east side. I've brought a few brochures with me so that you can see a little bit more about what we do. And please feel free to take those on your way out. I'll put them on the chair over here. I wanted to leave some time in case any of you have any questions, but I also, beyond the written word that I have, want to share my heart with you. My job as CFO of Harvest House is more than a job to me. I'm one of the lucky few that can wake up in the morning and say I love to go to work. It is just a wonderful place filled with my staff, who I believe every one of them are treasures. They're very caring, they're very loving and generous and non-judgmental people. And our clients who come in are so grateful for everything that we do for them. It's very common for the seniors who live in the apartments across the street to just stop in and say hi. And you'll see them go around the building getting hugs from all the staff. And that's not part of a usual job, but that's one of the great parts of my job. So, does anybody have any questions? Go ahead.
I don't know if you mentioned this, but what happened to the original Harvest House on Seneca Street?
So that Seneca Street building was used originally it housed the Baby and Children's Ministry, but it also was a retreat center. And we used that for folks that came in out of town, and it was to encourage young people to learn how to be volunteers and good community stewards. However, COVID kind of killed that business. And the Catholic Church, with all of their issues, wasn't doing retreats anymore with the kids. So last year we sold that building, to my great horror and my great happiness. Because as CFO, it was killing me. It was a very expensive building to maintain. But we were able to sell it to a developer who is turning it now into senior apartments, which we are thrilled about to help support our senior community. Yes?
Do you get federal funding, and has it been affected at all by all the awful cuts that are happening?
So our housing programs are federally funded, and right now we have committed funds through 2027. You have to apply, of course, every year. But we don't know what the future of that program is, those programs are. But right now we're okay with them for another year or two. Anybody else? No? Well, I thank you all so much. I appreciate, Alona?
All I want to say is I'm very familiar with Harvest House. I took my confirmation students to the original on Seneca Street. Of course, I know the tattoos. But I just want to commend you for your dedication. This is an incredible presentation. It educated me in terms of what you really do. And I want to give you a great hoorah, hoorah for joining us today and introducing Harvest House from the real heart. Thank you. God bless you.
Well, thank you so much for coming, Bridget. We're looking forward to you. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Thank you.